Leclerc entered the Formula One scene in 2018 with Sauber, following consecutive championship victories in GP3 and F2. Today we're going to discuss the warning given by Leclerc. His journey included a stint as a development driver for Haas in 2016, secured through his affiliation with the Ferrari Driver Academy. During that year, Leclerc participated in FP1 sessions at the British and German race weekends. In 2017, he conducted a mid-season test for Ferrari at the Hungarian, impressively setting the fastest time of the day and earning praise for then Ferrari driver Kimi Räikkönen. Transitioning to full-time F1 race seat in 2018, Leclerc quickly attracted attention for a potential move to Scuderia Ferrari, notably at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, only his fourth race. Leclerc secured his first points with a sixth-place finish, initiating a streak of 5-point finishes in 6 races. Charles Leclerc asked his fellow Formula One drivers to prioritize safety in the event that the Belgian Grand Prix is impacted by rain this weekend. As rain is predicted at Spa-Francorchamps, the Ferrari driver issued a warning to fellow drivers about the risk of rushing to complete laps on a wet track where there have been 2 fatalities in the last 4 years. Leclerc emphasized the importance of prioritizing safety over impatience when it comes to getting on the track. He cautions against drivers complaining about lack of laps, recognizing that safety should always be the foremost concern. Leclerc's perspective is shaped by the tragic incident involving F2 driver Antoine Hubert, who lost his life in a multi-car crash at Spa in 2019, a day before Leclerc secured his first F1 victory at the same track. Drivers observed a minute silence twice on Sunday in honor of French driver Antoine Hubert, who passed away following a severe incident during Formula 2 race at the Belgian Grand Prix. During a somber weekend for motorsports, in the Spa-Francorchamps paddock, Hubert's mother and brother clutched his racing helmet in their hands while teams and drivers stood next to them, heads down. Hubert, 22, a racer with the British-owned Ardent team, passed away on lap 2 after colliding with Juan Manuel Carrera car 20 of the United States at an estimated 160 miles per hour as they were speeding uphill and then out of the infamous Oro curve. Hubert's car suffered a significant side-on impact, resulting in a violent spin. Unfortunately, he was pronounced dead at 6:35 p.m. local time, while fellow driver Carrera is currently recuperating in Liège Hospital from the injuries sustained in the incident. In a gesture of respect for Hubert, the scheduled F2 race on Sunday was canceled. During their junior racing days, Ferrari F1 driver Charles Leclerc provided consolation to Hubert's grieving mother, as seen in an Instagram photo Leclerc shared. Prior to the F1 Grand Prix, another minute silent was observed. F1 drivers and others paused to collectively remember Hubert. Standing in the middle of the grid, Hubert's mother and brother witnessed a poignant moment as a member of Hubert's team kissed his race helmet and placed it atop a stand, creating a solemn atmosphere throughout the circuit. World champion Lewis Hamilton consoled his brother, Leclerc consoled Hubert's mother, and other drivers passed by offering their condolences. Leclerc emerged from the cockpit following his first Formula One victory, gesturing to the words, "Racing for Antoine." That was inscribed on the side of his Ferrari. Then Leclerc stood on the podium, looked up, and gestured with both palms to the skies. "I was really shocked to lose him yesterday," Leclerc remarked. "It was a very sad day. On a track where you have to race the next day, we lose someone. Closing the helmet visor and retracing the exact same turn where the crash occurred is obviously quite difficult," Leclerc remarked. The 19-year-old son of former Ferrari Formula One driver Jean Alesi, Julien Alesi, was not hurt in the incident. Alesi, his father, and 4-time Formula One winner Alain Prost, a non-executive director of the Renault team, were in attendance. Hubert was a member of the Renault Sport Academy and a big fan of Prost. He won the GP3 title the previous year. One of Hubert's 2 F2 victories this season came in the French F2 GP in June, where he unveiled a racing helmet honoring Prost. "He embodied all the qualities I valued in a driver," Prost said to the French network RMC Sport. "He was one of the people who asked the most questions. It pleased me to serve as an example for him. I had no idea that he had constructed the particular helmet. It was touching when I learned about it," he stated. Prost appeared visibly upset during the minute of silence. Prost was one of the many people wearing a black armband. Just a little while ago, he stood next to Jean Alesi, and they had a lengthy conversation before putting their arms around each other's shoulders. Regarding his first victory, Leclerc remarked, "We'd lost Antoine the day before, so it was hard to enjoy the moment." Delano Vanterhoff, a teenage Dutch driver, lost his life on the track earlier this month while participating in Formula Regional European Championship. Leclerc argues that safety should be the top priority on a track that is known for being extremely dangerous, and the FIA should make this their top priority when it is appropriate to begin a race. This is another topic that the FIA should look closely at, especially on the weekend like this. Do not feel obligated to start a race just because we weren't running, Leclerc stated. 6 drivers from all-female W Series required medical examinations 2 years ago after a serious collision during a qualifying session at the same venue. In an F3 race, there was also a multi-car collision. The layout of Spa includes the well-known Oro portion, which is straight uphill stretch and a blind corner sequence leading into Redillion. Drivers who make initial contact with the obstacles and then bounce back across the track leave themselves vulnerable to being hit by oncoming cars, which is a common cause of accidents. There may be a momentary blind area for cars on the section of the circuit. Describing the challenging conditions, Leclerc expressed the difficulty of articulating the situation, emphasizing that visibility is severely compromised. The lack of visibility poses a significant challenge for Formula One and motorsports in general, leading to potential incidents due to the inability to react promptly to what lies ahead. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen, the 2-time reigning F1 champion, aims for an 8th consecutive victory in what has been a dominant season for him. With a substantial 110-point lead over Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez, Verstappen is poised to secure his 10th win of the season, bringing him closer to his own F1 record of 15 victories from the previous year. Despite a 5-position penalty on the starting grid for changing a gearbox, Verstappen's pursuit of a 3rd consecutive title appears almost inevitable. Perez, on the other hand, returned to form significantly by finishing 3rd at the Hungarian Grand Prix. In a track regarded as one of the hardest in Formula One for passing, he began 8th and battled his way up to the podium result. Perez, whose season ended in 16th place at Monaco, remarked, "I've had 4 or 5 weekends where I didn't maximize the car's potential, and that cost me a lot of points. The way my crash happened after Monaco made me lose some confidence, and that set me back." Lewis Hamilton is growing more optimistic that Mercedes can place 2nd in the Constructors' Championship at the end of the season, behind Red Bull. The 7-time Formula One champion qualified superbly for the race in Hungary and came in 4th, just missing a 4th podium finish in the previous 5 events. "It inspires optimism in us. That was an incredible experience demonstrating the car's potential," the 38-year-old British racer stated. "We have some upgrades here for the weekend, and the race pace was good. It's been a long, arduous ascent. However, we are in a race for 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship, something we never really anticipated. My entire attention is on coming in 2nd. Mercedes is ahead of Ferrari by 56 points and Aston Martin is 39 points. Given that Red Bull has won all 11 races, Hamilton believes a victory is still unlikely as he has not won since the penultimate race of the 2021 season. He remarked, "Not quite sure we can compete with them right now." Conversely, McLaren has experienced a comeback, while rookie teammate Oscar Piastri aims for a 3rd straight top 5 result. Lando Norris is chasing a 3rd straight podium. "The vehicle is competitive and we made a significant advancement, competing for pole positions, competing for podiums," stated Norris. It's the 3rd of 6 sprint events in Belgium. The first one was won by Verstappen in Austria and Perez in Azerbaijan. That's all about today's video. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also press the bell icon to get notified of our upcoming videos. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below.